Hi, Dr. Day. I'm Emma, and I will be talking about operant conditioning that we learned in lesson 4. So, basically, in operant conditioning is basically when we learn to change our behaviors depending on the other party's reaction to our behaviors. And they would do this with either punishments or reinforcements, and there are 4 types. So, if we split them off into punishments and reinforcements, there would be positive, negative, and then a positive, negative. And positive doesn't always mean good. It just means that we're adding more stuff to either the reinforcement or punishment, and negative means that we're taking it away. So, for example, I remember when my aunt first got cats, and they were really shy, and they were hiding under the bed the whole time. And I wanted to go and play with them. And so there was a little cat toy, and it would make a sound whenever I jingled it, it would make a bell sound. And then I remember I was leaning under the bed and I was jingling the bell, and the cats would start coming out, and I realized, oh, if I continue ringing this bell, the cats will start approaching me. That would be positive reinforcement because they're adding their presence to my surroundings, which is something that I wanted. I wanted to get them out of the bed, so that encouraged me to continue ringing the bell so that they would come out and play with me. But then when they came out, I tried to reach for them and they immediately scratched me. And so I realized, oh, maybe I shouldn't reach for them, because if they're gonna cause me harm, then I shouldn't do it. That would be the cat's example of a positive punishment, because they're adding harm and injuries to me, which would discourage me from reaching for them again, because I'm scared of getting hurt, right? Then I was like, okay, so I sat a little bit away, and my aunt was like, you can go feed them some food if you want. And I was like, oh, okay. So they had this little long cat food thing, which was really good because otherwise they would have started scratching me again. So I rang the bell, which was something that I learned previously, and they eventually came out and I fed it to them. And that's when I realized that if I feed them the food, they would stop hissing and scratching me. So that would actually be a negative reinforcement. So I should continue feeding them food, but maybe not too much, otherwise they're gonna get fat. But I realized that if I can feed them food, they would not hiss at me, which would be taking away something that would be scary, I guess, to me, and something that I wouldn't want the cats to do. And finally, we have the negative punishment, which is where they take away something and it would be treated as a punishment. So I remembered after all the cat food was gone, I tried to pet them again, but then all of a sudden they ran back under the bed, and I was like, oh, so whatever, they weren't that far. I rang the bell again and they came out, and I wanted to take a photo of them at least before I left. But then I realized that my flash was on, and I took, because it was so dark under the bed, so I took a picture of it, and the flash scared them so much that they ran out of the room. And I realized next time that I come visit, I probably shouldn't use the flash because they completely took the presence away from me, which would be negative because they're taking it away, and a punishment because I didn't want that. So in conclusion, operant conditioning is where we learn from other people's reactions. And I think it's a really good learning strategy, especially when we're working with people who we can't communicate directly with. We just have to look through their body language, and in the animals' cases, their reactions to specific actions. So that's operant conditioning. And to recap, there are 4: positive, negative reinforcement, and positive, negative punishment. And positive doesn't always mean good, it just means we're adding on. And negative doesn't always mean bad, it just means we're taking it away. So that's what I learned. That's part of what I learned from lesson 4. And this has been a really fun unit. Thank you, Dr. Day. Bye.